So
Wow.
I, as an adult now, really like to reach out to kids and give them as many opportunities as possible to find that early, whether it's just for fun and they're like, oh, wasn't that fun when I used to do that as a kid, or if they find it and realize that's really what they want to do. And I've done that kind of thing off and on for a while. I mean, I used to go back to my university for, 5 years straight, and would talk to the freshman class and just tell them my experience in school, what I'm doing with my degree now, what my problems have been, the good things, because I never had that. I never had somebody saying, well, when you get out of school, don't do this and don't do this and do this. I never had that. I had me kind of figuring it all out on my own. So
trial and error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's an important thing for me.
Well, getting back to the play, are there any highlights that I should be aware of? Anything that you find that stands out?
Well, I think one of the interesting things for me is that, yes, it does tell his story, but the important thing is that it goes through all these different kind of stages in his life. It's really nicely constructed.
Okay.
Originally, when it was on Broadway, it was kind of a horrible, horrible show. But now it's been rewritten, and
Who is the writer for the show?
it's I'd have to look. I'm thinking Richard Maltby Jr. I believe is who wrote the book for the show.
Okay.
But Johnny Cash's son was moderately involved in it. He's not really all that musical. He was just kind of overseeing and making sure they didn't screw anything up. If that helps. But yeah, he's not really, as far as the musical end of things, he's not all that involved in it. He kind of oversees everything now that he's passed on. But again, I think the cool thing about it is that there's something in it really for everybody.
Okay.
I mean, everybody, I think, knows at least one Johnny Cash song, and people have their favorites, and people have the songs they don't like. I honestly think that there's a song for everybody in the show. There are also sections for everyone in the show. There are going to be people who do not like to see me sing Folsom Prison Blues because I'm in a prison and I'm talking about being in a prison.
Right.
There are going to be people who don't want to hear me sing Cocaine Blues, which is talking about killing my wife and running to Mexico. There are people that are not going to like that. However, there are a lot of different facets about, if you're from the South and you remember picking cotton as a kid, or you remember living on the farm, we've got plenty of songs about that. If you were a God-fearing Christian and you love, amazingly beautiful hymns, then there are going to be like 5 or 6 of those for you.
Okay.
I think that's one of the cool things about it.
Now, do you do any of the rockabilly sort of style stuff, or is that kind of...
Not really. Actually, there is one song that was originally written, well, not written for the show, he wrote it, but that we don't do, which is called, Tennessee Flat Top Box is in there too, but we don't do that one. Straight A's in Love. That's really his only kind of main rockabilly hit. That was like really toward the end of when he was at Sun Records.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do that one in the show. It really is mostly is just straight up country stuff.
Okay.